In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply padding to your HTML elements using CSS Padding, and we're getting started right now. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Bjorn from Higher Learning Lab, where we help you code better so you can earn more for yourself, for your clients, and for your business. And if it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell notification icon so you're notified when I publish more awesome tutorials for you. And with that out of the way, let's do some CSS padding. I'll see you in the screen capture.
To illustrate this, a very simple HTML page marked up on the left and what that page looks like in a browser on the right. And I put some text into the green box to illustrate padding. Now you may have heard, if you're investigating padding, you also may have heard of margins. What margins do is they add spacing outside of an element. So if you wanted space between the green box and the red box, you would use margins. If you wanted space within the green box, so if you want space between the text and the outer edge of the green box, you would use padding. And that's what we're going to do in this video. I have a bunch of videos on CSS margins, so check those out if you're interested. But right now we're going to hop into padding. So I want to put some padding around all of the text here. I want padding from the top, padding from the left, padding from the right, and there's a lot of space in the bottom, but I'll apply padding anyway, just for good measure. So what I do is I go into the selector for the green box, which is box number 2. I type in padding for the property, and I'm going to put in 10 pixels. And that's going to add 10 pixels on the top, right, bottom, and left of this text. If we refresh the page, we see we've added the padding. You also notice the size of the element increased. The blue shifted to the right, everything shifted down a little bit. So if you want everything to be the same size, you'll have to compensate for adding the padding. So depending on what your situation is, there are different ways you can apply the padding. So we're going to go through them all right now. Padding, having just one value, applies the padding to all corners, or sorry, all sides of the element. If we add 2 values, so if we have 30 pixels here, the first one will add 10 pixels to the top and the bottom. The second will add 30 pixels to the left and the right. So this green box is about to get a whole lot wider. There we see it got wider. It's got 30 pixels on the right, 30 pixels on the left, 10 on the top, and there's 10 padding on the bottom, but the element's much bigger, so you can't really see the padding applied. If we add a third value to here, let's make this value 150. And you'll see why in a second. What this does is the top will now be 10 pixels, the left and the right will remain 30 pixels, and the bottom will now be 150 pixels. So if I have my math right, which I don't often do, but if it's right this time, this green box is about to grow. So if I refresh this page, and there we have a much bigger green box, and that's because we added 150 pixels of padding below this text. Now if we add one more value, we'll add 50 pixels. Now what this does is changes it so the 10 pixels is now the top, 30 pixels is the right, 150 pixels is the bottom, and 50 pixels is the left. So when I save this and refresh the page, you'll see on this left side of the text, we're going to add more space. And there it is. This is now 50 pixels, 10 on the top, 30 on the right, 150 on the bottom, 50 on the left. And that's really all there is to CSS padding. The margins work much the same way. So what you want to do is learn the order of these. The first one is always the top one. There's 4 values. The first one's always the top. The second one is the right. The third one is the bottom. The fourth one is the left. And I remember an analog clock. Whenever I think about which one applies to where, I think of an analog clock. I think of noon is the top, 3 o'clock or the right-hand side is the right, 6 o'clock or the bottom is the bottom, and then 9 o'clock is the left. And I just think of that, and that's the order you go in. You go clockwise from noon, and that's how you determine what these values apply to.
And that's how easy it is to apply CSS padding. I hope this video helps you. If you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell notification icon so you're notified when I publish more awesome tutorials for you. And now check out these videos that popped up on the right hand side for more awesome stuff. And until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.